Hello beautiful people, welcome to Real Makeup for Real Women in Real Time. Today I'm going to be doing a little makeup tutorial for my friend Belle in the ACT. Now I've been promising this for a little while, Belle, and I'm sorry it's taken me so long, but the lighting's not always right. I only have my ring light and I've just been really busy, to be honest with you, with all the new shopping networks. But here it is. This is for you, Belle. Now, first thing I'm going to be doing, tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing a tutorial. I'm going to do my foundation, and then I'm going to do a day look on my eyes and then a night look. So I'm going to take you from day to night with the same palette. I'll be using this Sienna Eye Palette today. And yeah, let's get started anyway. So first thing I'm going to do is just put my hair back. Please don't look at the hair today because I've just washed it. I've been for a walk and been to the gym, and I won't lie, just watched it, and I'm not going anywhere today, so this is just for you, Belle. I promised you this. I'm doing it, okay? So I've already moisturized my skin with my Fountain of Youth Elixir. Now the Fountain of Youth Elixir is a new and unique world exclusive formulation that I have here. It is a moisturizer, primer, and it's also the exclusive activator for the Divinity Foundation. But what makes this product so unique and so special is that it restores and balances all skin types. So for instance, if you have oily skin, you use one pump, two pumps for normal combination skin, 3 pumps for dry skin, and then 4 pumps for problematic skin. So if you suffer from like rosacea, dermatitis, eczema, this really helps. It's 100% natural. It's made here in Australia exclusively from the highest quality ingredients they can find anywhere in the world. It's based on 4 low molecular oils, 3 activated vitamins, and coenzyme Q10. It's got a little bit of essential rose oil, organic essential rose oil in it. That's it. There's no fillers, there's no things to pump it up. That's all it is. It's an incredible product. So if you are looking for the perfect moisturizer for your skin, no matter what your skin type, try the Fountain of Youth Elixir. It really is extraordinary. It's all I use on my skin all day, every day. Okay, so today I'm going to be using my Divinity Foundation. Now I'm doing my Divinity Foundation today in the Almond. I jump between almond and French beige. So the Divinity Foundation comes in 5 colors. There's Alabaster, which is the light porcelains English rose girls. Then you've got the almond for the light to medium girls. And then you've got the French beige for the medium girls. You've got the Mediterranean for the darker girls. And then if you have really dark African skin, go to the ebony. I've got to be honest and say, even though my skin throws a lot of yellow, I find that with this particular range, because it's so forgiving, this is 100% pure minerals. There's no fillers in it, which basically means that it will auto adjust your exact skin tone and color. It's quite remarkable. So as long as you're somewhere in the ballpark with your color choice, you're guaranteed a home run when it comes to color selection. That's why there's only 5 colors. We've taken out all the confusion. So if you're really pale, go for the Alabaster. If you're light to medium, go to the Almond. If you're a medium, go to the French beige. And if you are darker, go to the Mediterranean. If you have African black skin, then go to the ebony. Today I'm using the Almond because I have no color in my skin at the moment. Even though I'm a yellow base, I have no color. So in summer, I'm always French beige, but I just wanted to show you how this actually works. So it's really cool. So when you get it home, it comes with a little spoon. Where is that? There we go. So I have to work out where the camera is. I'm using the iPad for this. So this is a little spoon that comes with the pot of powder. Take out the little stopper, but don't throw that away. Keep it and pop it back in when you finish, because I believe genuinely it leaves it looking fresher. Leaves it feeling fresher, I should say. Now I'm going to create a liquid. Now if you want to use a powder, all you would do is take some powder, put it into the lid, roll your brush in the lid and apply like you normally would. But I like to use it as a liquid because I like to have the dewiness on my skin. I'm an older woman, I'm nearly 50, so I find that this just gives me that beautiful, glowing, fresh finish on my skin, which I really love. So 1 pump of the Fountain of Youth Elixir is all you need. Now this meters the amount that comes out, so you're guaranteed that you don't have to you don't have to measure it or anything. Just 1 pump is all you need. Okay, so I've popped that in there. Then depending on whether you want a light, medium or heavy coverage, you would use either a 1/4 spoon, a 1/2 spoon, or you use a full spoon if you want a heavier coverage. Now I like to use a medium coverage. I have got a spot that I need to cover today, and the medium will give me that. If you have pigmentation and things like that, then you're better off to use the full coverage. Okay, so I'm just popping half a spoon of powder into the lid, and then what I'm going to do is grab my foundation brush, okay, and I'm just mixing that up in the lid. Then I'm going to apply it like I would any other regular liquid foundation. So I'm just popping it on straight onto the skin, but the trick with this particular product is to make sure you buff it into the skin really well. There's two reasons for that. You want to buff it into the skin, A, to really allow those magical minerals to assimilate with your exact skin tone and color. But the other reason that you really want to buff it into the skin well is because it allows it to adjust and adhere to the skin. And the more you buff it into the skin, I find the better the coverage and longevity all day. If you buff this into the skin properly, I can guarantee you 8, 10, 12 hours later, it will still be looking as fresh and clean as when you put it on in the morning. It's quite remarkable. It really is one of those incredible products that just is magic. I'm selling this on a open shop in Australia at the moment, and honestly the feedback from this particular product is just extraordinary. Everybody is absolutely loving it. I'm so grateful, I'm so excited, I'm so happy, and I'm so thrilled that people get it and are enjoying it as much as I do. It's all one thing to create something and be really proud of it, but it's another thing for other people to embrace it and love it as much as you do. So thank you for all the positive, wonderful feedback I've been getting from all of you in regards to these products, because it really just makes my heart sing to know that you're so happy and so thrilled and so embracing the products that I'm creating for you. Because honestly, as I said, I can create all these products, but for you guys to love them, for me, it's just, honestly, it just brings tears to my eyes because it just makes me so proud. Anyway, I'm not going to get all teary today now. I just want to get this on and show you. So you'll notice that I have really buffed it into the skin. Okay, now I do have a spot here. Now, I can't see. Hang on, let me just have a look. Okay, I can't see into this properly. So I've got a lot of light coming into my eyes. So I don't know. I can't see this really, really well. But anyway, we're going to give it a go. I have a spot here. Now, I can feel it. I don't know how much coverage I've got with this, but that was a nice light coverage. So now what I'm going to do is I could set this. Actually, I'll show you how to set it as a powder. Yeah, that's probably easy. So take about 1/4 of a spoon to set. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is take a powder brush. Okay, large powder brush or kabuki brush. Dip it into the lid. Okay. And then just roll to load. Now what you'll notice is there's little sides here that keeps it nice and contained, so you don't end up with powder all over the place. Okay, and then what you're going to do is tap off the excess, okay, and then just buff that onto the skin as well. This will just matte down the, so if you feel it's a little bit shiny for you, just do a little bit of this straight after you've put your foundation on. Now the Divinity Foundation is really interesting because it's a new and unique concept. You do use it in a slightly different way. So normally when you do your foundation, you would normally do your concealer, then your liquid, and then your powder. With this, you do your foundation, your powder, and your concealer last. I know it's a little bit tricky, but believe me, it's worth it. It's worth the effort. Okay, so I'm just getting the last of that powder, and I'm just going in down here. Don't forget when you're putting your makeup on to go down wherever there's exposed skin so that you don't end up with any kind of, like mask. Doesn't tend to happen so much with these because they acclimatise to your natural skin tone so well. I find that it's not as major an issue as with other products, but still I always like to just make sure that I've gone down. It's, I've been doing this for over 30 years. I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. I always go on the neck. It's always good. Okay, so you can see that my skin looks really nice and clean. Now, as I said, I've got a lot of light coming from behind me because the sun's come out, which is unfortunate because it's just making it really difficult. However, I think you can see how good my skin looks. Now, I've matted it right down. I prefer it to look much more luminous, but I wanted to show you how to matte down after, so that's what we've done. Okay, so now I'm going to conceal. I'm going to conceal under the eyes because I always have dark spots under my eyes, and I just want to show you how to do it. And then I'm going to put a little bit of powder. I'm going to conceal this spot. I don't know if you can see it, to be honest with you, but if you can, I'm going to show you how to, and if you can't, well, I'll just show you anyway. So if you have a spot, you'll know how to do it. Okay, so dip your brush into the powder, tap off the excess, okay? And then what you're going to do when you're concealing is just dab the powder wherever you need to conceal. Now, don't forget, when you're concealing anything anywhere, just go to where you need to conceal it. I can't tell you how many ladies I see with concealer over their entire face. Concealer is there to conceal minor and major imperfections. It's not there as a mask, okay? So if you put too much concealer on, your skin's going to look thick and clogged, and it's going to feel awful. And most concealers are heavy wax based, which means that your skin is going to feel disgusting and you're probably going to end up breaking out from it. So with this is so light. It's 100% pure mineral. You're not going to even feel like you've got anything on, but it has the ability to conceal incredibly. So you can see, I think that I've still got a little bit of darkness underneath the eye there. I'm just now dabbing that in underneath the eye, and wait till you see how much brighter the eye looks just by concealing that tiny little bit. Look at that. The difference is incredible. The coverage ability of this product is incredible. Once again, because it's 100% pure minerals and there's absolutely no fillers in this, that's why it works so well. That's why you can make it a liquid. That's why you can use it as a powder, and that's why you can use it as a concealer. Now, I can't see in here, but let me just feel it. Where is it there? Okay. I don't know if you could see that, but if you do have a spot and you need to conceal it, load the brush, dab onto the spot. Okay? It's that simple. Alrighty. Now, I don't have my toilet paper with me. Okay. I was going to show you how to clean the lid for next time. I just use a little bit of toilet paper normally. I'm all class here. I never have any tissues. Oh, I'll show you with this. It's not toilet paper works best, but here's a towel. But you just wipe the product out, like wipe the top of the thing out. The thing, that's a technical term, guys. Wipe the top of the lid out, okay, and then just pop the lid on, the little stopper back in, and it's ready for use for next time. This is just a bit thick, so if you use a bit of toilet paper, you can get into all the nooks and crannies. Use a tissue if you want to be professional, but I'm clearly not very professional, so I use toilet paper. Okay, so we've done our foundation. As you can see, my skin looks really clean. It looks really flawless. I did powder this down, so it hasn't got the same luminosity that it would normally have, but I think you can agree that this foundation is absolutely flawless. My skin looks effortlessly beautiful. It looks luminous, it looks young, and as you can see, it's covered all the dark spots under my eyes. It's covered, I'm pretty sure you can see, it's covered the zit I had, and it also looks really good on the skin. I have a really bad chicken neck, so I find that a lot of foundations clog up the skin here, and it can look really, really bad. But this is just perfect. It doesn't sit in cracks, it doesn't sit in wrinkles. It really smooths things out and leaves the skin looking absolutely flawless. I've got to say that this particular foundation, the Divinity Foundation by GlindaWand, is quite frankly the most flawless, beautiful, luxurious, effortless foundation I've ever used, and it replaces your concealer, your setting powder, your mineral powder, your liquid foundation, your heavy foundation, your tinted moisturizer, and what's the other thing? It replaces 7 things. It's really, honestly, if you're looking for saving money, that's it as well. Alrighty, so let's get on to our eyes. Okay, so I'm going to use the Sienna palette now. Belle, you purchased the Sienna palette. You also got the magenta palette as well, but I'm going to use the Sienna palette today because I'm going to show you how to use this as a day look, and then we're going to turn it into a night look. So the first thing we're going to do, yes, my eye palettes are disgusting. I know that. My husband makes the comment every time he sees one of my tutorials and says, will you bloody well clean those? They look revolting. It's like, yes, I am planning on it. I just haven't done it yet, okay? My professional ones are always flawless, but my private ones are a bit, how you going? It's terrible. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so now I'm going to be using my special eye brush number 4, and what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of this color here, the rich chocolate. Okay, I'm just putting a little bit of color onto the brush, and what I'm going to do is just go into the corner of the eye here, the outer edge, and just run that ever so slightly along the socket. Now this is a number 4 eye brush, special eye brush by GlindaWand. I designed this to create the socket for you. It's a really good brush to have. It's not 100% necessary, but it really helps if you don't know where your socket is. Your socket is the area, that void area between the eye brow bone and the lid. Okay, now what I'm going to do is the same thing on the other side. Okay, so we're just going into the edge there and running it along the socket. Okay, so what we're doing is just creating a little bit of a socket. So this is just going to give us a nice, fresh, bright day look eye. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take my my eye brush number 5. This is a great little eye brush. I love the flex on these. Now, Belle, I know you definitely got one of these. These are really handy to use. Okay, so we're going to now take that. I don't know if you got the special eye brush, but anyway, you've got one of these, I know. So using this eye brush number 5, I'm going to go into the coffee color here. Okay, once again, we're not going hard on these colors because this is a day look, all right? And what we're going to do is we're just going to put that onto the lid. Okay, so take that all the way across to where that darkest color is. Okay, I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Excuse me. So we're just going across the eye in a simple wiping motion. Okay, so start at the inner edge and then just take that to where you finished that color there. Okay, now the other thing we're going to do now is just with the edge of this brush, okay, I'm just going to put a little bit more of that coffee color onto the tip, and I'm just going to run that along the bottom of the lash line. Okay, and we're just going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So I'm just putting a little bit of color. I'm not going mental with the color, I'm just going gentle. Okay, and then I'm going to run this along the other lash line. Okay, so as you can see, what I've done is I've put a little bit of the chocolate into the socket. I've put a little bit of the coffee color on the lid, the whole lid, and then a little bit of coffee color under the bottom lash line as well. That's just going to define the eyes a little bit more. Now you notice also that I have quite a bit of hooding on my eyes now because I'm getting older. One of the other joys of getting older. I'm sure you can all relate. It's fabulous. Okay, now what we're going to do is use our blending brush. Now, Belle, I know you've got a blender. This is one of the best brushes you can have. So if you ever are looking to buy one brush and one brush only, get yourself a good quality blending brush. This brush, honestly, fantastic. If you have a good blending brush, your makeup will always look more professional. Okay, don't skimp on a good blending brush. Buy a good quality blending brush. Okay, it's worth the money. Okay, alrighty, so now what I'm going to do is go into this syrup color here. Okay, I'm just going to load the brush. Once again, these are really highly pigmented colors, so you should get plenty of color out of them, but we're just doing a day look, so I don't want it to look heavy. Now what we're going to do is take that color there, okay, starting where we put the original socket, and we're going to, in small circular motions, start there and then run all the way across where we created that socket. Okay, now what this is going to do is bring all those colors together and make it look like a professional finish. Okay, so here we go. We're just now running that along. Now it is blending all the colors together. You want that. You're still going to have that lovely definition of colors, but it's just blending it all and mixing it up into a perfect professional finish. The whole point of GlindaWand products is they make it easy for you. So with just doing this little process alone, you're going to magically have a beautiful, soft eye makeup. Look at that. It's really good, I think. I think it's fabulous. Okay, so now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Now this is a beautiful, soft day look, all right? Same thing again. So I've just loaded the brush, same as I did before, and now what I'm going to do is just take that along the socket line. Now I'm using small circular motions, or you can go side to side. I find I start with a small circular motion and then I go side to side. That's just how I do it. Okay, and we're pretty much, actually, you know what, I'm just going to grab my other mirror so I can see what I can't see in here. Yeah, that's actually looking pretty good. Okay, sorry, I just had to do that. Okay, now If you have hooding like I do, okay, so that's where you've got this. See how you can see this is all sort of hanging down? One of the joys of getting older. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little trick to make that look not so heavy, okay? So we're not going to put any more colour on the brush. We're going to use the residual colour that's already on the brush. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take this up about a 1/2 centimetre to 1 centimetre onto the brow bone. See how that instantly opens up the eye? So see how this eye all of a sudden is bigger looking than that eye. It's a complete and utter optical illusion, but I love a good optical illusion, I've got to say. And this is just the most perfect way to make your eyes look heavier. So open them up when they look heavier. Okay, so all I've done is that. Okay, so now I'm going to do this same thing on the other side, and watch this go from heavy looking to light looking. Okay, so just taking, so there's the socket, here's the socket. We're just going to take that about a 1/2 centimetre to 1 centimetre onto where it's heavier, and what that does is instantly opens the eye. See how now it all of a sudden looks more open? Can you see that? And that's, so it's all blended beautifully. The brush has done all the work for us, okay? And now we have a beautiful, fresh, clean, pretty day look. And this won't move. Once you've put this on and it's set, it doesn't move. So that's our day look done. Now, the only thing we're missing right now is some brows and some mascara. So actually I'll show you the what will I show you first? I'll show you the brows real quick. Okay, so using a liner brush, you need a liner brush for this, okay? And using the colour here, this, you can tell I use this all the time. This is disgusting. Scott, you're right. I have to clean this. It's a disgrace. Okay, using this colour here, I'm using my liner brush, number 7 by GlindaWand, and I've got a glass of regular tap water. Okay, what I'm going to do is just dip my brush into the water, and then I'm going to use that with the latte colour here. These are true wet and dry pigments, which means do not try this with your regular eye palette at home. You will destroy it. These are terracotta baked pigments and minerals. That's why you can do this with these particular products. If you do this to your regular eye palette at home, you will destroy it. Okay, so you can only do this with these GlindaWand products. So I've added water to it. I'm creating a paint or a paste if you like. Okay, and what I'm going to do now, okay, I'll do it into here. What I'm going to do is just put in and fill in my brows. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so this is the perfect color for all brows. Okay, so I'm just adding a bit more water and then mixing up a little bit more of a paint or a paste if you like, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side just to fill in the brows and make sure that they're all nice and strong. I do need to go and see my brow girl. I'm going to see her next week, so I've got a few ferrules going here, there and everywhere, but that's all right. I'm shooting another show next week with Open Shop, which I'm very excited about. So I filled them in. Now, if you want to know how to do perfect brows for your exact face shape, go to my Facebook and look up Basic Brows 101, and you'll find out how to get the perfect brows for your exact face shape, because Mother Nature always knows best. I'm just using my little brow brush to push them into perfect shape and manicure them. What I find is because you've used this wet, and then you brush them into place, once it dries, they don't move. They're perfect. It's just fabulous. Okay, so let's finish the look, our day look, with some mascara. Now, this is the new, it's called Hollywood Glamour Waterproof Mascara, and I'm in the final stages of this in production. I am so excited about this. You're seeing it here first. It is almost available, not quite. It should be ready in 6 to 8 weeks. Today is September the 13th maybe, so I need to use this. I can't see into this, so what I'm going to do is just add a lovely couple of layers of mascara. Now, I always tell you girls, every time I tell you to use mascara, always do 2 applications of mascara and always go right into the lash line. Now, this is a waterproof mascara. Now, I never ever used to like using waterproof mascaras. I ended up having to use them because I get the sweats and my eyes now water. Another one of the joys of getting older, honestly. Except for the knowledge and being so comfortable in my own skin now, I've got to say, getting older, there's not many benefits to it. But this is one of them. I'm at least comfortable in my own skin now. I appreciate everything I've got. But I hate the sweats. I hate that I need glasses. I hate the fact that I can't hear properly. My husband keeps saying, you need hearing aids. It's like, I can hear. And he'll be like, screaming at me for the last 10 minutes. Hey! Like, I can't hear anything. I'm dreadful. Okay, so I've just done one application of the new Hollywood Glamour Waterproof Mascara by GlindaWand. I'm just going to show you the second application, because when you do 2 applications of mascara, and even if you haven't got this amazing mascara, believe me, even using your regular mascara, do 2 applications. It will allow your lashes to look thicker, fuller, and longer, just by the fact that the optical illusion makes them look that way. So please always do 2 applications of mascara. Look at that. Can you see that? Oh, did I just knock it on my head? No? Oh, good. Okay, this mascara. I am so excited about this mascara. It's taken me 2 years, would you believe, to find this mascara. I have searched the world to find the perfect mascara. And I was starting to think that it really did not exist. And then I finally found this one. Now, I found this one, would you believe, in Australia. I am so excited about this. And it is waterproof. It goes on like a dream. It stays put all day. You can go swimming. You can get caught in the rain. You can cry your eyes out. Believe me, I've done it. And it doesn't move, but it comes off really easily with micellar water. You do need micellar water. I find that that's the best way to get rid of it. But if you've got a little bit of micellar water, it just comes straight off. It is remarkable. It is honestly the best mascara on the planet. Anyway, it'll be available on the website soon. As soon as it is available, I will put a post up and let you guys know. Alrighty, so I'm just doing my second application of mascara, because if you don't do 2 applications of mascara, your lashes don't look as long. I mean, this is so good. This is just a regular mascara. You can see it's very new, but yes. So this is Hollywood Glamour Waterproof Mascara. It will look a little bit fancier than this, but anyway, I'm just so excited that I can show you this. I think I knocked myself there. Yeah, I think I did. It's all right. That's what brushes are for. Okay. Now, for the rest of my day look, I'm going to grab a little bit of my Ophelia. Okay, I'm going to take a large powder brush. I'm going to load the brush. Okay, you can go a little bit heavier with this, because it's you can't go over the top with this. And I'm just running that along the cheekbones and on the apple of the cheek. So just smiling, apple of the cheek, and head straight towards the top of the ear. Instantly, that will give you a little bit of highlight, a little bit of low light. It'll give you back your cheeks. And yeah, it works really, really well. Now, I am finishing this look with a little bit of the Diligence. The Diligence is the nude. Now, it looks quite orange in the tube, but believe me, it's a beautiful true nude. So it's not a nude color, it's a nude pigment, which means that whatever your base lip color is, this will adjust to your exact color. So if your lips are naturally darker, it will look darker on you. If your lips are naturally lighter, it'll look lighter on you. But what it does for absolutely everybody is super hydrates your lips. Honestly, you can have this on for 4 hours. I went out the other day, I had to go to a meeting, and I kid you not, without a word of a lie, I had put this on at like 8 o'clock. It was like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. It was like 2 or 3 hours after I'd applied this exact color, and my lips, the color had faded, like, because it was natural, but my lips still felt hydrated. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. It's honestly, these lip glosses are off the Richter scale good. So the 7 Virtues lip gloss by GlindaWand, this is the Diligence color. I absolutely love this. In fact, I've gone through 2 of these, would you believe, since I bought these out. I never used to wear nudes because I didn't like nude color, because they'd always look too beige or too pink or too, I don't know, I didn't like the undertones of the colors. This is a true nude pigment, which means it will auto adjust to your exact color. So it will be perfect for you. So if you're ever looking for a perfect gift for somebody, give them this. And as I said, it does look very orange in the tube, but believe me, as you can see, it's not. So this is my day look. I love this look. I think it's amazing. I think it's really, really good. My skin looks fresh and clean and bright. My eyes are just perfect. This is going to look amazing all day. My skin is just, I still can't get over how good my skin looks with the Divinity Foundation. That foundation is just the bomb. I love it. Okay, so absolutely loving this. I think this is a perfect day look for absolutely anybody. And as I said, beauty of this is that honestly, without a word of a lie, you can put this on now. It's still going to look this good this afternoon. So, alrighty. So this is our day look. Okay, if I was going out somewhere, I would put a blow dryer in my hair and brush my hair. But I just think this is just a beautiful day look. This is perfect for the office, if you're meeting up with the girls for maybe a light lunch somewhere, or, you know, like you just, you know, just to catch up, or coffee, or you're picking the kids up from school and you know, you're meeting some of the mums afterwards and you're all going to play group, or if you're, you know, meeting some of your friends for bingo or something, but it's the daytime and you don't want to be over the top. You just want to look nice and fresh and clean, and everybody just go, wow, you look amazing. Have you been on holidays? It's like, no, this is GlindaWand. That's that luminosity that the GlindaWand gives you. So anyway, this is the day look. So now let's turn this day look into a night look or a fancy lunch, okay? So I did this the other day. I was going to lunch with my daughter, my gorgeous daughter Pascali. And I love her so much. She's so beautiful. She's a beautiful, beautiful human. I tell you what, I make bloody good kids, I've got to say. My two kids are just amazing. So Pascal is 24. 24? Or 23? 24. She's 24. And my son is 19. And they are both the most remarkable human beings. I did good with those kids, I've got to say. Okay, I digress again. Alrighty, so we're going to stick with the Sienna palette. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to amp this up for a nighttime look. So what I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is take my eye brush again. Okay, so let's go with our eye brush number 5, and what I'm going to do is go into the coffee color. Okay, and I'm going to load the brush up, and I'm going to make it a little bit heavier than last time, so you can see that I've got a fair bit of color on that now. And what we're going to do is we're going to just go onto the lid with that. Okay, but what we're also going to do is put that into the corner, and we're going to just run that on the inner third. Okay, now this is bordering on a professional makeup I'm showing you now, but it's really simple. Okay, so I worked in the industry for over 30 years. I used to work on morning TV, and we often didn't have any more than about 7 to 10 minutes with guests that came in. So obviously with the main talent we had a lot more time, but with our guests we didn't have a lot of time. So I had to learn how to dissect a professional makeup that I could do it quickly, efficiently, and it would last and it would look good. So essentially that's the tips and tricks I try and give you guys. Okay, so taking this color again, it's a coffee color. Okay, loaded the brush quite heavily, and I'm just going onto the lid again. Okay, so we're going to be going in a similar direction to what we did last time. Okay, the difference is that we're going much heavier now. Okay, much heavier. Okay, and I'm just going in that, just into that corner as well. Okay, and I'm going that inner third. Okay, so you can instantly see this is giving me more color straight away. We're essentially going over what we just did. Now this is where we're going to change that. I'm going to take that water, okay, regular H2O, nothing fancy with this, and I'm going to now dip this brush into the water. Okay, so what that's going to do is allow me to now go into this chocolate color here, and I'm going to create, can you see how it's intensifying the color? I'm going to create a virtual liner with this color. Okay, so I've heavily added the color to the brush. Okay, I'm still using the same brush, and what I'm going to do is just go into the corner and along the lash line. and I'm going right into that socket. Can you see how heavily I've gone into that socket? Okay. And I'm also going to go on the bottom lower lash line. Can you see how heavy that is? I've done that on purpose, all right? So don't forget, we're amping this up 1,000-fold, okay? So I'm just adding a little bit more color, and I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So we're going right into that socket, okay? And then we're going right along the lash line. If you need to add a bit more color, add a bit more color. So I'm running that along the lash line, into that socket area, and then I'm also going along that bottom lower lash line. Okay? So you can really see that that's now intensified 1,000-fold. Now what we're going to do is take our blending brush back, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back into this syrupy color, and we're really going to load the brush up well, okay? So I'm really loading the brush, okay? But don't forget, this is still a little bit damp, so this is going to intensify this, okay? So we're using residual to make more, okay? And what I'm going to do is run that into that socket and run it along there. And see how you're getting that more intensified look. Now, once again, please remember that I'm doing this into this and I can't see properly, so I will have to just check this in a minute, make sure I've done it right. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. I'm often doing this blind, so okay, so really loaded up the brush, okay, and I'm just running that now along that socket area, okay, because what I'm trying to do is really intensify this color. I want it to look heavy and I want it to look quite dark. I'm known in the industry, what I do really, really well is, and what I'm kind of known for, is my warm smoky eyes. I do incredible warm smoky eyes. I use multiple colors to do it, but these are all my kind of favorites that I used to use all the time when I was working professionally. So that's what this is, okay? So we've just added even more, okay? So I'm just making sure that that socket is nice and heavy. Now I'm just going to go back to my little special eye brush number 4, okay? You can see that this is, I designed this is quite a unique brush. I designed this to have a nice sharp tip, but it's also got, you'll see that it's also got an angle on it as well, so it's really good for getting into angles, it's really good for lining, it's really good for the socket, but it's also really good for, what I'm going to do now is take that, don't worry about the residual color on it, doesn't matter, and I'm just going to load that brush, okay, and I'm just concentrating on the top, see that? And I'm going to run that along the bottom lash line, all the way along. So don't forget, we had the lighter color here, the darker color here, and now I'm going to run this all the way along. And what that's going to do is give me a really sexy soft smoke. See that? It's beautiful, isn't it? It just really softens your makeup up and makes it look really professional. As I said, a lot of these little tips and tricks that I'm showing you are just ways that I worked out to dissect a professional makeup that would normally take 40-50 minutes and make it easy for you. I mean, if you do this quickly, I'm chatting all the way through this, but I can have a makeup like this done quite literally realistically in about 7 to 10 minutes. That's from start to finish with the foundation, if you need to. So this is really easy. Okay, so I'm just running that along there. So I've got that, I want all that softness around the edges. Now let me just check what this looks like in my big mirror, because okay, so we're actually not too far off. That's really good. Okay, so I'm now just going to take my blending brush back, and I'm just going to go back into this dark color here. Now it's been about probably 5 minutes since I wet this down, so that's 3/4 dry already. Okay, so what I'm now going to do is just on the side that didn't really get too wet, I'm just putting that blending brush in, and I'm just taking that into that socket because I just want that little bit more definition. Okay, it's not a lot, it's just a little bit. So once again, just using that. These are, as I said, these are true wet and dry, but they dry really quickly. So once you've added water to them. As I said, don't tip water on them. Just wet the brush and use it that way, because then they'll dry in a couple of minutes and then they're ready for next time. Okay, so I use mine all the time. So I've just used that chocolate color. I'm just starting in that edge and then I'm running it along the socket line again. Okay, this is just giving me that little bit of extra color. Now you could add a black liner to this if you wanted to, but as I said, this is actually a really nice heavy soft makeup. Heavy soft, there's no such thing. It's a heavier makeup, but it softens the eyes, which I really like. Okay, now all I'm going to do now is just take this and just don't put any more color on it. When you go onto when you're trying to open up the eyes, make sure that don't put any more color on it, just use the residual color. So I'm just using the residual color and I'm just going up there to soften the whole thing up. Okay, alrighty. Okay, I think this is pretty good. Now I'm going to need to clean up under here a little bit because I've had a tinge of fallout. I will say, in all honesty, these hardly fall out at all, but there is a little bit of fallout. So, because we've used a darker color, so I'm just going to take my brush that I used before and just clean up underneath. Okay, so just cleaning up underneath here, but I'm leaving that softness around there. Now you don't have to do this softness around the eyes if you don't want to. See how that just instantly cleans up underneath the thing. Now once again, if you're using if you're not using GlindaWand, okay, and your eye makeup is very powdery and you get a lot of fallout, so a lot of bits and pieces, you'll need to wipe it away with some micellar water first. Don't do, because it'll just go everywhere. But with GlindaWand, it's so little fallout that I find generally I can just do this and it's absolutely okay. I would honestly, I could go out with this. This is almost red carpet to me. This eye makeup, it's almost a red carpet. It's so close to a red carpet, it's crazy. Okay, so look at how beautiful that is. The only thing I'd do different, if I was going to wear this to a red carpet event, I would add a heavy black liner and lashes. That's the only difference. And I mean, that's pretty darn impressive for one little palette. So we've got two completely different looks from one palette. That's the Sienna, oops, I just threw it away. That's the Sienna palette by GlindaWand. I write the Sienna on it. That's this one. That's this one here. As you can tell, I use it all the time. Okay, so to finish off our fancier look, I'm going to just take my Rose Marie, okay, and I'm just going to add a little bit of color to the this is the Universal makeup brush by GlindaWand. It is the number 3, and I'm just going to smile into the mirror, and on the apples of the cheeks I'm just adding a little bit more color, because I just find if I want to, I do this a lot actually, I just want a little bit more color in my cheeks to go with the heavier makeup. Okay, we're done. Ta-da! Okay, I like that, and then I'm just going to use the residual to, okay, oh, you know what I would do if I've got one here? Yeah, I do. I can't take this one off. Oh, I'll use this, hang on. No. Okay. My lips are still completely hydrated, it's insane. I'm just going to add, because we've gone with a heavier eye makeup, I'm going to add a little bit of my Kindness lip gloss, okay? The reason I'm adding Kindness is because it's got a little bit more colour in it, but what makes this so unique and so special is that it's a perfect combination of peach, pink with a gold highlight behind it, which basically means if you using more browns and what I've done now, it still works because the peach shines through a little bit more, whereas if you're wearing the pinks and the purples, it will look more pink. It's really cool. It's a very, very clever thing. Okay, so this is the night look, or the going out look, with the same palette that we used for our day look 5 minutes ago. So this is the Sienna Eye Palette, the Rose Marie and the Ophelia cheek colors, and then this is the Kindness on the lips. So really happy with this. As I said, please excuse the the hair because it's, yeah, I haven't done it. I would normally blow dry this and do something with it. But anyway, I just wanted to show you these things. So what did I use today? I used the Divinity Foundation liquid, powder, and as a concealer in the almond. I used my Fountain of Youth Elixir. I used my Sienna Eye Palette, my Ophelia cheek color, my Rose Marie cheek color, and my Diligence for the day look, and my Kindness for the night look, or the heavier look, and the new GlindaWand Hollywood Glamour waterproof mascara, which is not available yet, but will be sooner. Don't worry, I'll let you know when it is. Belle, I hope this has been helpful for you. I have gone as slowly as I can so you can hopefully do all the steps with me. I hope you had a lovely weekend when you went away with your beautiful husband, and I hope everything's well with you. And if you have any questions, just give me a call or email me. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you want any of the GlindaWand products, you can head to www.glindawand.com.au. Thank you for watching and have a beautiful day.